Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm sharing a tasty Puerto Rican dish. These are plantain canoes. Earlier this year at a vegan fair, I had my first canoa de plátano maduro filled with vegan ground beef and topped off with melted vegan cheese, and it was so good. I loved the sweet and savory combination, so I decided to make my own and share it with you. Also, guys, I realize I haven't posted a recipe in weeks. I have been so busy with work and family that I haven't been able to find the time to edit. So I want to thank you so much for sticking along and for your patience. I truly appreciate it. Alright guys, if you're interested in this tasty recipe, let's begin. It's super easy. The first thing you want to do is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Also, a toaster oven would work great for this recipe. You're gonna need 2 ripe plantains. They should be yellow and spotted, just like these. Also, I should mention that plantains are not like regular bananas. These are bigger, also they're starchier. And the first thing you want to do is remove the skin. This is how I am removing mine. I cut the ends off, and then I made a cut down the middle, and it just peeled right off. You want to peel both of your plantains. Also, you want to make sure that you heat up a deep pan or pot with enough oil, making sure that it's really hot. I had mine at a medium high, and then I carefully added the plantains one at a time, and you want to fry them until they are golden brown. Try not to walk away during this step to ensure that you don't burn them. As you can see on the bottom right, that plantain looks golden brown, so I decided it was time to flip it, and when I did, I realized that it almost burned. It's perfectly fine, it tasted fine, but it was a little too close, so I lowered down the flame to a low medium. Then, as you can see, I kept flipping them around and I continued to fry them on all sides. I was using forks to handle them. So once again, be very careful because the oil is very hot and you don't want it touching your skin. It'll hurt. So yeah, pretty much this one's almost done. I'm not sure if you can tell, but me poking it around with the fork shows how tender it's become, and that's what you're looking for. Now that they're a nice golden brown on all sides, I'm going to carefully remove them and place them on a cooling rack. And these right here are the ingredients that I'm gonna use to fill my plantain canoes. In the middle, I have mushrooms that I cut into small cubes. To the left, I have diced white onion. And to the right, I have my favorite soy chorizo from Trader Joe's. I'm not gonna use too much of this, just a little bit of chorizo to add flavor to the mushroom and the onion. In a hot pan over a medium flame, you're gonna add the mushrooms and you're gonna cook them until they sweat out. As you know, they release liquid, and once they dry up and they look something like this is when you want to add the diced white onion, and you're gonna mix them together and cook them for a few minutes until they look something like this. And at this point, I added the soy chorizo, and what this is doing is really just flavoring the mushroom and the onion, and it's just gonna make it so savory. But if you're like me, you're gonna add more flavorings. I added a little bit of cracked black pepper as well as onion powder and garlic powder to taste. This is a really good time to taste it. It might be perfect for you, or maybe you wanna add a little bit more salt, or in my case, vegan bouillon. As you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I love using vegan bouillon anytime that I want a dish to be savory or meat-like, and this was one of them. So as you can see, I mixed it all up and it is now super flavorful. And by the way, I will have my measurements in the description box below. Now that the mushroom and soy chorizo mix is ready, I turned off the flame, and going back to the plantains, I have now placed them in a baking dish. Now the next step is to make a vertical slit down the middle of the plantains, giving them the shape of a canoe. You'll notice they're very soft, so be careful not to cut through the bottom because they do need to hold the filling. And you want to do this to both of them. And as you can see, they really do look like cute little canoes. And once both of them are split in half, you're then going to begin filling them. Here I'm just adding the mushroom mix. You can actually add shredded vegan cheese at the bottom and then the mix. That's up to you if you want it extra cheesy. To be honest, the next time I make them, I will do that because I love the cheese in this dish. And then you want to top it off with more vegan cheese, and that's it, guys. I should mention that the reason why I love cooking with mushrooms is because they're healthier and because they really do have the same texture or similar texture as meat, and this soy chorizo totally flavored it, making it extra savory. But if you want, you can definitely use those like meat crumbles that resemble ground beef, like the vegan version that Gardein sells or Beyond Meat. Those would be amazing in this dish. So it's a preference thing. Definitely have fun with cooking. Use your favorite vegan meat substitutes. And before I forget, you do want to place your plantain canoes in the oven and bake them until the cheese is melted, or in my case, sadly my cheese did not melt the way I wanted it to. I used the chow cheese. I believe it's the creamy original, and I thought it would melt better, but it didn't. That's okay though, no worries. It still tasted amazing. And by the way, what I'm adding here is diced tomato that I sprinkled a little bit of dry oregano to. Also, I chopped up a little bit of cilantro to give it that like added freshness. And that was it, guys. This was so good. It's simple, super easy to make. I really enjoyed how sweet and savory these canoes were. It was a perfect combination, and once I cut into them and I started eating them, I couldn't stop. They were so good. I'm just very happy that I got to try and make a Puerto Rican dish. I can't wait to try more Puerto Rican food because I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too, and I hope you try this recipe. It was so easy. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so. I will see you very soon. Take care.